Good morning, students. The next topic in geography is tourism, and the first lecture in the topic which we are going to start is the types of the tourist. So, tourism is tertiary industry, is a part of the tertiary sector and deals with providing services. So, tourism is actually about the services. Earning from tourism belongs to the category of the invisible exports because foreign exchange is earned without transfer of the goods out of the country. So originally no goods are actually transferred from the country to the rest of the world. Only the services are provided. The tourists take the natural beauty and facilities in their cameras and memories. The next point is the types of the visitors to Pakistan. Tourists to enjoy the scenic beauty and cultural attraction, traditions of the Pakistan mountaineers for expedition in northern mountains. So this is the first type of the visitors to Pakistan that actually come to enjoy the scenic beauty. The cultural attractions, for example, Sikhs, for example, Hindus come to Pakistan for different cultural and traditional events which are actually held in Pakistan. Next is international business delegates from the Western countries, for example, USA, EU, that is European Union, etc., and the Middle East, that the UAE and Saudi Arabia, etc., to make investment plans and business transactions. The next point in the lecture is types of the tourist. So first we are going to read the definition of the tourist. A tourist is a person who stays away from his or her home for at least 2 days within their native town, country, or in another country for the purpose of enjoying a holiday or break from usual routine. So this is the definition of the tourist. Based on the destination planned, two types of the tourists, that is domestic and foreign. So based on the destination, tourists can be divided into two categories. One is domestic, one is foreign. So we are going to read first category, that is domestic tourist. They, regardless of the nationality, visit a place other than their usual place of the residence within Pakistan for a period of not less than 24 hours. So the period should be more than 24 hours and not more than 90 days. So this is the limit, more than 24 hours and not more than 90 days. So regardless of their nationality, either they may be from any nationality, if they visit a place other than their usual place, that is called domestic tourist. Their estimated number is made through the survey of the domestic tourism. So this is the department which is actually calculating or estimating the number of the domestic tourists. So domestic tourism has gradually become popular over the last 25 to 30 years. Reason for rising popularity is, so these are the points for rising the popularity of the domestic tourism. Number one is improved standard of the living due to increase in the income of the privileged class. So this is the first point of increasing the domestic tourism. Next is a change in the lifestyle and attitude towards the life. Next is more publicity through TV, documentaries such as Travel Guide of the Pakistan. So people getting knowledge about different parts of the Pakistan are fascinated, and because of the rising income, they are able to visit different parts of the country. So this is the reason. Next is establishment of the tourist club by the PTDC. Members of this tourist club avail discounted rates for air and railway journey and stay in different selected hotels. The PTDC also arranges trips to tourist sites by its own transport. A number of the PTDC motels and resorts set up in the various areas, that is Ayubia, Swat, Chitral and other places, have also attracted increased number of the tourists from all over the Pakistan. So this is the major reason. Next is similar contributions has been made by other good quality hotels, that is PC Bhurban and guest houses. So different hotels other than PTDC's hotels are also promoting themselves on social media, on different websites. So these are the reasons domestic tourism is increasing. The next category is foreign tourists. Number of the foreign tourists in Pakistan has been variable. Until 1983, it continued to rise, and afterwards the number began to fall. An increase in the number was registered again after 2000. So main reasons for the decline in number was the falling number of the tourists from India due to tense Indo-Pak relations throughout the 2 decades, that is 1980s and 1990s. So because of the tense relation between Indo-Pak is the main reason of decreasing international tourism in Pakistan. As a result of this, the composition of the foreign tourists also changed 1989 onwards. Indian tourists were replaced by the UK tourists, as by 1999 these tourists accounted for 29.4% of the total number of the tourists. So out of the 100, almost 30% are coming from UK. Tourists that come from other countries include citizens of the USA, China, and the Netherlands. The next point in the lecture is characteristics of the domestic tourism. Generally male dominated, as it is mostly undertaken by men under 40. So this is male dominated sector in Pakistan particularly. Objectives include to visit relatives and friends because of the traditional Eastern family ties, business pursuits, and lastly sightseeing. So these are the objectives: to visit relatives and friends, business pursuits, and sightseeing. Next is most of these tourists avail road transport, that is almost 63%. Another 32% travel by rail and only 5% by air. So this is the composition traveling through different means of the transport. Average length of the stay for road tourists is 5 nights, and that of rail tourists is about 10 nights. So this is the length of the stay: 5 nights for road tourist and almost 10 nights for rail tourist. Next point is reason for foreign tourists coming to Pakistan. According to various statistical data, about 60% of the foreign tourists come to visit their families and friends, especially from the UK, India, and USA. So this is the important reason. People coming from UK, India, and USA, they come normally to visit their families and friends. Next is about 18.3% come to attend official meetings or seminars, for example, political delegates or for business. So this is the percentage coming for politics and for business. About 2.5% tourists come for religious purposes, mostly the Sikh yatris, pilgrims. So this is the percentage. This is very small percentage out of the total who come for religious purposes. A total of only 13.5% come for recreation and sightseeing. All data collected in 1999. They come from USA, Canada, UAE, and Saudi Arabia and West Europe. So these were the reasons for foreign tourists coming to Pakistan. Next point is why such a small percentage of the tourists attracted to sightseeing, because you have just read that only 13.5% of the tourists coming to Pakistan are for sightseeing tours. So in spite of the highly diversified attractions across Pakistan, earnings from tourism industry are low because of, number one, lack of the high quality hotels and restaurants in remote areas of tourist attraction. So this is the first reason. That's why small percentage of the tourists attracted to sightseeing in Pakistan, because facilities are of very poor quality. Next is lack of the reliable and organized transport system. Next is poor maintenance of tourist sites and roads, especially in northern mountainous regions and several parts of the Balochistan. And last is law and order situations. So these are the reasons. So only small percentage of these tourists attracted to sightseeing in Pakistan. Next point is place and period of the stay. Different for Indian and non-Indian tourists. So, as far as a period of the stay is concerned, we divide the tourists into Indians and non-Indians. So, Indian tourists stay for a longer period, 1 to 2 months. They mostly stay with their friends or families because they come to visit them. So, their stay is normally long. And on the other hand, non-Indian tourists, about 60% stay with relatives and the remaining 40% at hotels, like the tourists coming from UK, from USA, from Canada, from UAE or Saudi Arabia. So 60% almost stay with their relatives and remaining 40% at hotels. Period of the stay of the non-Indian tourists varies from a few days to 1 month, every stay of the majority being 10 days. The next point in the lecture is transport means. Air, sea and land routes connect Pakistan with the rest of the world. Mode of the transport differs for Indian and non-Indian tourists. So again, mode of the transport also depend on the Indian and non-Indian tourists. Most of the Indian tourists, that is 99%, enter Pakistan through land route, mainly railway and only some availing road. Near Lahore, that is Wagah border, the remaining Indians come by air transport. So 99% of the Indian tourists enter Pakistan through road network, that is land route, sorry. And most of the Indian tourists, that is actually 99%, come through the railway and only 1% come through the road and remaining come by the air transport. Most of the non-Indian tourists come to Pakistan by air transport. For example, from UK, from USA, from Canada, from UAE, from Saudi Arabia, they move through air transport. A great majority through Karachi and the remaining through Islamabad and Lahore. The next point is entry points to Pakistan. So now we are going to discuss different entry points for different tourists coming from different parts of the world to Pakistan. Again, the categories the categories are only two. Tourists are divided into Indians and non-Indians. Road of the transport depends on. So Lahore for both road and rail transport, that is Wagah is the entry point. So the Indian tourists coming to Pakistan, the major entry point is actually Wagah border. Either they are coming through rail route or road route. For Khanjra Pass at the KKH Karakoram Highway for Chinese tourists coming by the road. So this is the entry point for Chinese. Torkham between Peshawar and Kabul, Chaman between Quetta and Kandahar for tourists from Afghanistan. So Torkham and Chaman are the main entry points for Afghani tourists. Taftan for Iranian tourists, a long route connects Taftan with Quetta via Nokundi. So Taftan is the entry point for Iranian tourists. Very few tourists avail sea journey as no passenger ship dock at Kimari Port or Port Qasim. Next point which we are going to read in this topic, tourism, is the tourist attraction available in Pakistan for domestic as well as for the international tourists. So Pakistan has diverse attractions to offer the foreign as well as domestic tourists. These include number one, archaeological sites, number two, historical places and monuments, and number three, cultural attractions and scenic beauty. So the first point which we are going to discuss, what is available regarding archaeological sites in Pakistan for tourists. So the remains of the ancient civilizations at Mohenjo-daro, available in Sindh, Harappa and Texla, available in Punjab, and few places in Balochistan are the main archaeological sites available for tourism. So next is historical places and monuments. So sites of the Gandhara civilization from Texla to Peshawar, tombs, forts, gardens of the old Indian rulers of pre-British era, for example, Lahore Fort, Shalimar Garden, Atak Fort, Fort Balakisar, that is available in Peshawar. Similar sites exist in many other cities of the Pakistan. So these are the major sightseeing things available regarding historical places and monuments for the tourism. So next, what is available for the tourism regarding cultural attractions? So available in many major towns of the Punjab, Sindh, KPK and Balochistan. Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, Peshawar and Quetta attract a great number of the tourists. In near past, a reasonable number of the tourists had started enjoying the Basant festival, that is kite flying, held every February in Lahore, and Shandur Mela, Kailash festival. So these were the things regarding cultural attractions for tourists. So northern mountains have several sites of the tourist attraction that include Swat Valley, Lake Saiful Muluk, Sagan Valley, Murray Hills, Galiyat and Ayubia, and famous mountains are mountainous peaks of the Ketu, Trichmere and Nanga Parbat. So these are very attractive places available in Pakistan. In addition to these, Potwar Plateau and Salt Range and mountainous regions of the Balochistan are also providing tourist attraction. So these are the sightseeing things available in Pakistan regarding archaeological, historical and cultural attractions. Next point in the lecture is feasibility and advantages and disadvantages of promoting the tourism in Pakistan. So first, we are going to read the feasibility of developing Pakistan. So what kind of potential is available in Pakistan? That is, Pakistan has great potential to develop and make valuable earnings from tourism industry. A mix of the natural and human factors limits the development of Pakistan. Many northern mountainous areas are highly earthquake prone, and this makes development and maintenance work quite difficult because we are on the fault line of the world. Pakistan is situated on the fault line. An example is the maintenance of the KKH that repeatedly experiences jolts. Most disruptive was the October 2005 earthquake that brought massive destruction in these areas. So these are the actually problems. A carefully planned strategy for developing these and other tourist sites may gradually produce desirable results. Physical infrastructure should be developed as part of the long-term projects in these areas. More bodies in addition to the PTDC and TDCP should be created to organize and coordinate various works and services. So these are actually PTDC and TDCP are the departments which are actually promoting tourism in Pakistan. So other more bodies should be established if we want to promote tourism. While developing tourism, care should be taken about the possible bad effects on the environment. For this, consultancy may be taken from IUC, and these are the departments. So we may take consultancy regarding providing less damage to the natural environment. And Aga Khan Foundation, WWF, EPA. So this is the feasibility of the tourism in Pakistan. The next point which we are going to read is the advantages of developing tourism. Earnings from tourism may contribute significantly towards the improving balance of the payment. So this is the first advantage. If tourism is developed in Pakistan, we can have a lot of earnings which can contribute to different sectors of the life in Pakistan. Jobs are created. This is another advantage. For example, in hotels, in entertainment places and as guides. Next is development of the local cottage and craft industry. This will be developed when more tourists will visit these areas. So the local cottage and craft industry will develop there. Increased food production due to increased demand and more consumption. So this is another advantage that may be taken after promoting the tourism. Tourist facilities can be used by the locals, so this is another advantage. Earnings can be spent on improving the local social services, for example, health, education, roads, and power and water supply. So, if our area is promoting regarding tourism, tourists will visit there. So, the people there will earn, government will earn. So, the earning can be spent on these sectors of the life. Eventual local development will discourage migration to major towns. So if the people are earning by living there, people are visiting there, business is promoting there, so the movement of the people will be discouraged. So local development will be discouraged to migrate to major towns. Tourism promotes cultural interaction as local interacts with foreigners of different countries. So this is another advantage. For example, Basant Festival, Chandur Festival, Kailash Festival is the example of this. People from the world and from the different parts of the country gather there. So such social harmony is promoting there. Next is tourism industry is sustainable as variety of the tourist attraction, that is scenic beauty, etc. continue to exist. So these are the advantages. Next, we are going to read the disadvantages of developing tourism. Number one disadvantage is bad impact on the environment. Environmental degradation as a result of the large-scale development projects that involves deforestation. Similarly, different human activities also destroy natural beauty. So, if we are promoting tourism in different parts of the country, so deforestation may be taken place, and if tourists visit there, because of the human activity, natural environment can be damaged. Examples: Swat Valley and Kalam area, Murray Hills and Galiat areas were recently launched housing projects, that is Sisal, Crystal Apartments, etc. have caused concerns among environment conserving groups and organizations. So this is the disadvantage. Tourism creates seasonal employment only. So this is another bad impact, that is another disadvantage, because tourism is only seasonal. For example, northern areas attract more tourism only in snow falling period and only in summer period, and the rest of the year is normally not helpful for tourism regarding in northern areas. Tourism season is from May to October. Thus, tourism industry is sustainable, but earning for the individual is not sustainable. Local culture and tradition are badly affected. Many local people are tempted towards criminal and immoral activities when they observe wealthy and lavishly spending tourists. So, because normally people live there are poor, and when rich and lavishly tourists visit those places, so the local people tempted to criminal activities. Drug smuggling and addiction, terrorism, and prostitution are some of the undesired results of the tourism. During peak tourism season, prices of almost all commodities rise beyond the affordability for the local inhabitants as well as the domestic tourism. So, prices of the things normally rise because of the high demand. So this is the disadvantage. Construction of the hotels, restaurants, apartments deprives the locals of their traditional means of the living. For example, fishermen are badly hit when such developments are started close to the river bank. They become unskilled workers to serve tourists and live an even more miserable life. So this is another disadvantage. According to many critics, Pakistan need to spend on other development activities that may be more productive. For example, mining and power sector and secondary industry. High adventure tourism, that is mountaineering and trekking, attracts young, healthy and the sporting males only. Female and families cannot afford this, and thus chances and scope of the earning are limited. So this is another disadvantage. National, regional, and international political disturbances badly affect the fragile tourism industry of the Pakistan post 9/11, that is September 11, 2001 incident. Development caused a sharp decline in the number of the foreign tourism. Security risks also increased for the foreign tourists. So these are the disadvantages for the tourism in Pakistan.